Okay, now this topic here is about something people don't understand in this world because they live in a world where people are so goddamn calcified and so they just live in their ego so much that they don't understand that truth is not something you make of it. Truth is not something that's supposed to feel good or isn't something that's supposed to necessarily make you feel comfortable. I mean, truth is what it is, or regardless of whatever make you feel. Because discovering truth discovery is finding out things that are going to make you uncomfortable in this screwed up reality. That's what truth is. And that's something you have to understand. But many people don't understand that because people have been raised into thinking that by the world around them, into thinking that truth is some feel good nonsense. Truth is something that you have to it's a self discovery process. Yeah, it's a self discovery process, and it's not something you're going to necessarily just find in one single book or in any mainstream institution out there. People need to understand that the mainstream institutions out there, like government, religion, politics, so-called education. Oh my God, I'm not going to even go there with education and what it does to people. So-called education. Put that in quotes. Put that in quotes for a minute there. But I'm not going to go into detail about that part. Maybe a little later, but I'm not sure. But what a lot of people don't understand is the fact that it's a self-discovery process. If you truly want truth in the world, you have to actually go on a long, lifelong journey because it's not something you just discover in one lifetime and bam, you got it all. You'll be naive and foolish to think that. It doesn't be, but anyways, like I said, you have to understand that one thing about truth is it's objective. There is people out there, especially people out there with a new agey mindset, who literally think that truth is relative. Now, my attitude is, how the hell is that even possible? How the hell is truth relative? That makes no damn sense. It's like me. That's like me saying that yesterday I jumped down the stairs. Then erroneously, someone can say that that person didn't jump down the stairs, despite the fact that I did jump down the stairs. And I mean, according to there's this mindset that if truth is relative, then there's someone else's truth is just as valid as your truth. That's ridiculous. So that means people that can make erroneous notions about individuals and people out there that actually can say the most screwed up things about other people out there. Then what I'm gonna then I don't know what to say. I mean, that's some solipsistic crap right there. The idea that nothing can never truly be known and that truth can never. I mean, truth is what is. That's what it is. People want to complicate what truth is. When people just want to complicate what it is, either they want to complicate it, or they actually only want it to be based on what they want it to be. You can't make truth into something that you can want it to be. That's impossibility. That's an impossibility. It doesn't work that way. But people don't want to listen or want to hear about that. And it really frustrates me because of the fact that we live in a world where people say they want change. They want to make a difference in all this. But at the end of the day, all they really want is something to be that's comforting to them. They want something that pats their ego, gives their ego head pats, pretty much. That's what it is. I mean, my attitude is, if you truly want truth, how badly do you want it? How badly you want to truly discover what this world has to offer, what truth is. Do you understand that my question is, are you truly looking for the truth, or are you just looking for something to make yourself feel good? You have to get the ego out of the way when you're looking for truth. That's what I'm trying to say. You need to get that ego out of the way when you're looking for truth. Because a lot of people don't understand that you're silently disarming yourself and disempowering yourself when you're looking for something relative. Relative, you know what you call a relative truth? Something, a so-called relative truth? Especially when it's in error, it's called being wrong. That's what it is. Yes, there's such a thing as being wrong about something. Because of the fact there's people out there, especially certain aspects of the spiritual community out there, want to say that truth is relative. There's some people out there who don't have a spiritual bone in their body who probably believe this who actually believe this nonsense too. I know. Kind of like how there's idiots out there that say morals are relative. They don't understand that the idea of morals is actually originally was simply based on the idea of objective right versus wrong, which is harm versus no harm. But religion in culture in general have hijacked the idea of what morals are. But that's another topic I'm going to get into. I'm going to write about that, I think. Or I think I might. I'm not sure if I'm going to write about it or I'm going to make a video about it. But anyways, I think I'm pointing this out because of the fact that if you truly want to empower yourself, you have to first actually get past all the emotional mental programming within yourself. And you have to get rid of, you have to slay and unveil the lie. Yeah, unveil the lies that actually actually stand before you. You have to expose those lies. The problem here is the fact that people want comforting lies over hard truth. You know, you have to understand that just because you heard something that made sound like, you have to understand that that the truth is not always going to be convenient, and it's not going to actually be it's not going to feel good. I mean, but that's just the first part of it, unfortunately. If you truly want to make a difference in the world and make a difference in your life, you're going to have to confront some stuff about yourself and the world around you that is going to be very gnarly, very disgusting, very, very scary at first. But if you to empower yourself, you have to actually get past the lies. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, so to speak. You have to get bypass the ego. That's what I'm trying to say here. You know? Like I said, it's about the fact that you cannot fall into comforting lies. Just because something may sound like it makes sense or because it feels good or quote-unquote sounds right doesn't necessarily mean it may be true. We live in a world where you've been lied to. I mean, don't take my word for it. How about you do your own investigative research for once? There's so many people out there that actually want to sit here and dismiss what other people will say just because of the fact that they don't represent the official narrative of something. I mean, the fact that people have this unwavering trust for the institutions in this day and age is the reason why we are not getting anywhere as a species. Think about that. But think about that. We're not getting anywhere as a species because the people have this unwavering trust in the institutions. When the institutions lie to them in their face, they continue to actually follow along with their narratives. If someone lied to me once, I'll be very worried and actually not want to be quick to believe them. I will be fact-checking those people. I'll be fact-checking those people out there that want to lie to you. Oh no, nope, fact-check. I'm going to do some investigative research and see I'm going to see if there's another side of this story here. And then I will weigh who's who and who's telling the truth. That's the thing about it. This is really very relative. Very, very relative here. Like I said, because of the fact that people are way too quick to write off other people and call them conspiracy theories. I mean, get out of here. Seriously. Wake the hell up. It's like, you need a slap in the... Seriously. That's what happens. That's what you need on a spirit level. If you got a spirit or whatever, you need just to stop. Man. But seriously, like I said, people just have this Stockholm syndrome for these institutions out there. And there's something that needs to be done with it. And you know what that is? Guess what? You know what has to be done? Guess what? I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you as individuals out there. If you truly want to make a change in the world, you need to start questioning. When you start questioning everything in this world, then you know you're on your way to some truth. Real truth. Truth is what is. But I'm going to repeat that over and over again. The truth is what is. It's not what... The problem is that the institutions, the corporations, and all these other entities out there, that wanted to actually sell you information and to shove this information down your throat through all their forms of media. you have to understand that they're giving you a manufactured bot, and a bot version of reality that they're selling to you. Willing to buy it. That's why if you truly are questioning yourself, my attitude is, are you blindly going along with something just because you heard it? I understand and that's a caveat for for alternative information out there. There's a caveat. And that caveat is very simple. That caveat is actually the fact that even alternative information out there can be tainted. It can come from places where people have various agendas. So you have to be a discerning of that as well. Because I'm going to be one of the few people to tell you that not all alternative information out there is wholesome. So you have to know where to discern, and I think that's where ironically, the way that information is delivered is what turns people off from starting to question what's outside what's outside the institution and what they tell them. Because at first, before I went on my discovery of self-discovery, my inner work, and figuring out the true nature of this world beyond the surface, I was turned off by a lot of information out there that seems out there because of the fact that a lot of it comes from a place of fear mongering and not from a place of empowerment, or it comes from a place where it's influenced by someone who has some kind of political or religious agenda. See, that's the problem. You need to understand that you need to actually. It's weird because even in those sources, even if it comes from a slant of someone who has a political religious agenda, they may have some truth to what they're saying. Just because the information itself is not always wholesome, sometimes you might find some bits of truth in there. That's a little thing called discernment, where you have to take some of it and leave the rest. Leave the nonsense. But that's something you have to train yourself to do and fully have to have an understanding of a certain understanding of how this reality truly works. Like I said, if you truly want to empower yourself and truly want to know, try to make a difference, not only make a difference in your life and the world, if you truly want to make sense of this reality, you need to stop looking at the surface and start looking below the surface. Because of the fact that people are so trapped in the surface aspects of reality. It's time to start digging deep. And keep in mind that this is a lifelong journey, a lifelong discovery. You're not going to figure this all out within 10 years and call yourself self-complaint. You're not going to be like a self-proclaimed expert. That's what I'm trying to say here. I mean, but yeah, what I'm trying to say here is the fact that the truth is what is. That's what it is. I mean, what's sad? You can go you can walk down the street, ask a few questions, ask anyone, what is truth? You're going to get wildly different definitions. But how many people out there are going to give you the definition it's what is? What is in nature beyond the perceptions of culture, the perceptions of religion, the perceptions of what authority tells you? It's pretty much the bare basics of what is. It's reality at its rawest. It's the raw truth, the raw core of all things in reality. That's what truth is. It's just rawness. The raw facts about the individuals. Because, there is such a thing as personal truths. Yeah. I mean, yes, there's such a thing as personal truths about certain people. Yeah, there's, because on the journey, on the path, this inner spiritual journey that one goes through, there is actually certain things you have to do differently that's going to work for you. Like, for example, there's certain paths that certain people that have to go through, and there's paths I have to go through. My path is not going to, if my path isn't going to suit their path, and their path won't suit me. We have to come to different revelations on our own personal journeys. That's personal truth, because there's certain things about ourselves that may work for one person, but it may not work for another. It's like what I do may work for me, but it won't work for you. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's something that no belief system on this planet will ever tell you. Because the whole point of belief is to actually get you away from yourself and externalize yourself and try to live by some example that's set by someone else. That's the problem. We live in a world where people are so obsessed with trying to live like somebody else instead of just taking their own unique path, living their own unique path in life. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because because people for so long have been fearing some kind of cosmic, or would it be a cosmic judgment, or a human judgment from actually doing their own unique path. Do you really think that the creator of all is so petty and so egotistical to actually judge you for taking your own path? If you're sincere and you have a heart and you want to do things based on true right in the world, you're not, I mean, you don't have nothing to worry about. But people have this programming, this virus in their mind from belief systems of all sorts out there where they're too scared to do it. You know, they're too scared to actually take that unique journey of self-discovery. Because let me tell you something. No religion on this planet, no belief system, whether it be secular or whatever, have never given me any answers. Their answers were hollow and empty, and if anything, dishonest. Especially the secular path. The secularists want to sit there and tell you that there's no spiritual reality. What kind of dishonest proposition is that? You know, I can't sit there and tell you in your face that there's no spiritual. How do I know? Oh, what? Because of the fact that mainstream science haven't told you? Yeah, that the same science they teach in schools that is over 100 years old, that's 100 years, 50, 100 years outdated? Of course, they're not going to give you the real stuff in schools, because like any other institution, scientific studies, just like any other institution, is manipulated. Just like how health is manipulated. And all institutions are manipulated, but people don't want to hear those things, you know? I mean, like I said, don't take my word for all this stuff. If you had any self-honesty within yourself, you will go out there and look for what's real. And when you're on that path, you can't go looking for confirmation biases either. If confirmation bias is the first thing you go looking for, then you're not ready to go on the journey. You're not ready to go on the journey. If anything, you're ready to turn off this message and just walk away and pretend I've never said anything. I'm not going to say pretend not to say anything. More like just turn off the message and come back to this message later. Not pretend you didn't hear it. You can't unhear it now because I've spoken the truth into the universe. And once I do that, the human race and whoever is listening to this is responsible. You actually hold a responsibility. You're choosing either to actually pursue the path or willful ignorance. The path of willful ignorance is the path of death. History is showing you that. That's why the world's in the state it is now. That's why things are getting worse. Because the universe is essentially saying, okay, so you like to live in willful ignorance. You like to live by the principle, you like to live in the world of comforting lies that was given to you by somebody else. Go right ahead. You know, it frustrates me because of the fact that people are just want to ridicule or mock some individual who's trying to actually help you out. You know, and trying to help you realize that there's something to things. You might not agree with everything that person says, or agree with their with what they have, or if they have a belief system. I mean, it doesn't matter. The truth is what is. Truth is not relative, and truth is not basking in comforting lies. People want to be told things that actually will put them in a state of comfort. They want to be told that it's going to be easy to solve all our problems in the world. But the human race is very wounded and very traumatized. They're in perpetual childhood. That's the reason why there's very few truly few grown-ups in the world. Because a true grown-up will actually listen to this message and will feel resonate and feel empowered by it. There's very few people. I mean, this message is unpopular. I mean, how many people out there actually are seeking information like this, seeking words like minds? Not many. People just want to be told what to believe, or they want to be told sensationalist crap instead. I mean, that's just how it is, unfortunately. But for now, I mean, you got two choices: willful ignorance, or you're going to take that journey. But then again, I'm talking to a race of people who are in perpetual childhood because of what was done to them. Constant traumas over and over again, you know? That's the reason why they're in this state, you know? They're children, perpetually. And, you can get offended as you like about it. But you know what? That's not my problem. It's not my problem at all. You know? It's your ego reacting. I mean, if you truly have a heart and a soul inside you, it knows that I got something to what I'm saying here. So, you know, that's the decision you have to make. You either have to or you don't. Well, if you don't, that's your problem, not mine. I've done my job. My dharma is fulfilled. But anyways, let the truth be your sword and let sovereignty be your shield. Remember that you are a sovereign being, and that you are to be empowered, and you're not a victim. You're a survivor and a fighter. Remember that.